This week's vlog is maybe the most literal manifestation yet of the idea of vlog as notebook. Last week's vlog was basically vlog as scrapbook. Most of the entries were home movies. This time around, my hope is the vlog will feel like looking into a writer's notebook or an artist's sketchbook. In this case, it's looking at me effectively sketching out ideas for visual effects or animations that I may eventually want to use for client videos or work videos or just my own personal videos. And so again, hopefully going through each day's entry, it'll accumulate to give the sense of looking at someone's notebook. It was nearly 8 p.m. and I still hadn't come up with an idea for the day's vlog entry. So figured, let me sit down with the notebook and see what we come up with. And what I came to realize was I don't imagine enough. I don't just sit in my living room and think of what could this scene be other than what it actually is. What if I could change reality? If only in the context of the vlog. My mom drew this for me years ago, and I love it. It's a place I wish I could spend time in. Leaned up against a tree, just by the water, peaceful. So I figured, let me see if I could actually create this place by taking this image into Blender and trying to create the scene that it depicts. This is what I came up with. I've been really into dabbling with magical realism this week, like figuring out how I can use the vlog to inject a bit more imagination into my everyday life. In this case, I was sitting at the desk and was just kind of bored by how a home office looks. And so I thought, what if I could use Blender to spruce things up a little bit? And then once I did that, I thought, oh, what if I could get a perspective shot and use that to practice working with 3D cameras to track the footage and comp a 3D asset into an actual scene? So that's what I did. Today's entry is just nonsense. I had this idea of what if I could make text fly off a page or anything that I wrote on. So I figured, let's try it. As the words say, this is just a test, but it was a fun one, and I think if I get better at this, I could use it eventually. Today, I did not succeed at making something to inject magical realism into my life because that shit takes time. So instead, the practice I got in today was doing a version of what I did yesterday with having the writing animate off the whiteboard. Yesterday, I did that in After Effects. Today, I tried to see how I would go about doing that in Blender. It's a very rough version of it. It's kind of just mocking up the idea. But this isn't so different to a fiction writer sketching out a character study in their notebook for a potential story they may want to write. This is my version of sketching. And when I think about it that way, it makes this feel way more productive than when I look at what the hell I put together. I guess like I was saying the other week, this is my notebook. This is another notebook sketch kind of test shot. I have no idea if it's gonna work, but I guess we're about to find out. There's supposed to be something here. honestly, not so bad. Cool. So that's this week's vlog. And hopefully having seen each day's entries, this idea of it being a creative notebook makes a little bit more sense. I really like how this turned out this week. I really like the idea of that I actually used the vlog as a notebook at each day's entry as a notebook entry. What I need to figure out now is how I can marry kind of this creative notebook idea with the personal scrapbook idea. And then also just like a journal aspect of the notebook too. But that'll be for future vlogs, I guess. That's all I got for this week. Now I'm gonna leave you with little Miss Cal enjoying some sunlight.